how insightful and inspiring it's going to be. Thank you, host team.
Jai Jagannath. Good morning to all of you. At the outset, I welcome the Honorable Minister for Industries, Government of Odisha, Shri Sampath Chandra Swainji, Honorable Member of Parliament Jagatsinghpur, Shri Vibhu Prasad Tarayji, Additional Chief Secretary, Shri Hemant Sharmaji, and his department, he is holding the important Department of Industries. He is very experienced hand at Government of Odisha. And I also welcome Srimati Usha Padiji, so not only Principal Secretary for Commerce and Transport, but CEO of the Odisha Maritime Board. Please join the stage. And my friend, Deputy Chairman in charge, Sri Alex Sahu, and all of the distinguished guests and officers from the ministry, as well as important stakeholders of Paradip Port. Today is a very important day for us because we are holding a road show for the Indian Maritime Week 2025, which is going to be held in October at Mumbai, by Minister of Port, Shipping and Waterways. This is one of the biggest maritime conclaves being held on the globe. And as we have been taught in schools, that the nations are separated by oceans, but actually the oceans join the nations. So today, in this maritime conclave, which is being held Indian Maritime Week, more than 100 maritime nations are participating. This is the biggest number in any maritime conclave on the globe. And about 200 international speakers are joining. 500 exhibitors are there. More than 1 lakh delegates will be participating in this 5-day event, which is being held at Mumbai. And this is basically a forum where the world maritime leaders can converge and then converse and coordinate and co-create the solutions for the maritime sector that is facing today. So, number of topics regarding the maritime will be discussed. All the maritime states will be participating, including the Odisha, which is a leading maritime state in India and have a huge prospects and huge hinterland. The topics like port modernization, capacity augmentation, green shipping, climate conscious sailing, modernization, shipbuilding, maritime insurance, finance, maritime security, a number of topics covering the maritime sector all the globe. So will be discussed in detail and solutions will be formed. And then in this particular maritime week, the ministry is planning to sign MoUs worth of more than 10 lakh crores, out of which Paradip Port is planning to sign MoUs more than 1 lakh crore itself. Paradip, 1/10 of the entire thing will be signed by Paradip Port itself. This is the biggest number we have. And when we talk about the maritime sector, and we see maritime sector for the last decade has been passing through various complexities. The first is the COVID pandemic, later on geopolitical tensions due to the wars, and the tariff restrictions recently imposed by the Trump. And all these have shackled the maritime sector and has pulled down the growth. Not only the maritime growth is directly related to the economy is getting slowed down. But despite that, the Indian maritime sector has shown resilience. It has grown by more than 4% in the last decade. In fact, the port capacity has doubled in the last decade. If you say 800 million tons was the entire major port capacity at the time, and 1500 was approximately the total capacity of the Indian ports, both of them have doubled today. And we have handled 50% more cargo volumes, all Indian ports put together, including major and non-major, over the last decade. And Paradip Port also has exhibited a growth of about more than 9% in the last 4 years. This is the highest among any Indian ports. And last consecutive years, and we have ranked as the number one in terms of cargo handling in 23-24 and 24-25. In 25-26 also, we are leading by substantial margin in the next major port, almost 3.5 million ton plus we are handling now. So we will be, I'm hopeful that we will be again ranking as the number one at the end of the financial year also. So as this entire credit goes to the various initiatives being taken by the Government of India under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. In fact, the Maritime, the Major Port Authority Act has boosted the economy, boosted the autonomy of the ports. Sagarmala has improved the capacity as well as the modernized the ports. And Gati Shakti has connected the hinterland in a big way. And the Maritime Vision 2030 and 2047 have provided a document and a pathway for us to pass. So the Honorable Prime Minister, as a part of capacity augmentation, has laid foundation stone for the 4 important projects worth of about 3,000 crores at Bhavanagar very recently in the last week. And this is a part of exercise of the Paradip Port to modernize and augment its capacity in a big way in coming future. The Western Dock project, which has been designed for improving the draft of the port to 18.5 meters so that the biggest vessels, the large cape vessels can start calling on Paradip, is going to be completed 2 years ahead of the schedule. It was supposed to be completed by 28, but we will be completing it in 26. So this will provide the biggest draft on the east coast of 18.5 to almost about 2 big docks, which will enable the bigger vessels to call on, thereby reducing the logistic cost. Apart from that, as a part of National Hydrogen Mission, the Paradip Port has been declared as one of the green hydrogen port hub, and we are developing a 4 million ton capacity exclusive green hydrogen jetty, and with all infrastructure required for that, and all the green hydrogen players who are being encouraged to set up their production units close to the Paradip by the Government of Odisha, they can handle their cargo for export or bunkering purposes and from Paradip Port. This is going to happen in next 2-3 years. This is the final stage of approval by the ministry. Apart from this, and you know that recently the Samudra Se Samruddhi Karikram, which was held at Bhavnagar by Honorable Prime Minister, where he has unveiled a big vision plan for maritime sector. In that, and MoUs have been signed by Paradip Port with Government of Odisha on 2 important aspects. The first one is the Bahuda Port. The Paradip Port plans to, Paradip Port got 5,000 acres of land. Salt land has been allotted to the Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways by the Government of India. And this land we wanted to utilize to develop a satellite port, a 14th major port which acts as a satellite port for Paradip Port in collaboration with Government of Odisha as well as Sagarmala Finance Corporation also. This MoU has been signed worth of about 21,500 crores. Apart from that, the shipbuilding and is a very important subject. In fact, Honorable Prime Minister during his speech at Bhavanagar, he has told that shipbuilding industry is the mother of all industries because of the 2 aspects, because the kind of ancillary industries it will enable, and the steel industry, the IT industry, the heavy engineering industry, and the engines, pumps, then the insurance, the port infra, lot of industries will be developed as ancillary industries for shipbuilding. So it is the mother of all industries as told by the Honorable Prime Minister. That also the Government of Odisha and Paradip Port together plans to develop in Kendrapara. We have requested, we are going to form an SPV. And in fact, it has exactly if you want to reproduce the words, the Honorable Prime Minister has told that. So this is an employment multiplier. Suppose if 10,000 employment is provided by the shipbuilding industry and about another 60,000 employment, I mean 6 times more than that, will be provided by the ancillary industries. So employment opportunities will be huge once the shipbuilding comes up. Today shipbuilding we are ranked very, very low, and we plan to barge into at least up to 10th by 2030, within the 10 ranks of the world by 2030. And also we plan to have a cruise terminal at Puri, because Puri is a pilgrimage place. A large number of devotees and pilgrims visit there, and in fact the foreign visitors also will be interested to visit the Puri and Konark. So that's why, in fact, initially we thought of developing the cruise terminal at Paradip, but Paradip is yet to gain that status of a center for visiting. So that's why the Puri has been selected, and then I am very thankful to Government of Odisha. They have come forward to give the piece of land for developing that cruise terminal, where all the devotees can use that cruise facilities available there. In fact, we don't have any cruise facility in the state Government of Odisha, whereas some of the western states like Goa, Maharashtra and Karnataka and Kerala, they have. And we also have a huge potential and huge places for visiting. So this entire, today we are organizing this road show, which is a prelim event or a pre-event, and for this Indian Maritime Week. And this is being organized by the NAVIC cell. What is NAVIC cell? Is the Neel Earth Vision Implementation Committee. That is the implementation of the Blue Economy document, and given by the Government of India. And the ministry has formed a number of committees for implementation of that. And incidentally, myself is the chairman of 2 committees, one on IT and the second on the traffic NAVIC cells. And these 2 cells put together today we are organizing. In fact, as a part of our committee, and we have deliberated one important thing. One is different ports in the country now today take different number of documents and for doing business with them. And these documents numbers are different, and the documents categories are different. Almost 150 to 200 documents are taken at by the various ports, and for handling one vessel. So this is a huge, and number of these documents are repetitive in nature. They are supplied to immigration, same, they are supplied to PHO, same thing, again they supply to ports, they supply to customs repeatedly. So this our committee has examined, and we found that there is a lot of huge redundancies there and repetitiveness is there in documentation, and we have streamlined and proved that, and we have recommended that about 60 to 70 documents depending on the type of the cargo are enough for all the major ports. We have implemented it. In fact, why I am telling this, the Honorable Prime Minister during his speech in that Bhavanagar has very clearly told that now we have come to one nation, one document, and this is a big achievement since it has been pronounced by Honorable Prime Minister at Bhavanagar event. And we are very happy for the work done by the committee on this. And now with this I will close here, and then only I request all of you, please register yourself for Indian Maritime Week, and which is a very important event for a maritime stakeholder, and it is a one-time event, and next event will be held only after 2 years. And also there are Sagar Ratna awards are being given to all the various terminals, ports, various categories are there, large number of categories awards are being given. So all the stakeholders who are engaged at Paradip for giving various services, please register yourself and for this Sagar Ratna award, and we have been doing well and we are excelling in various aspects. I hope that many of us may get these awards, and it is a recognition at the international forum. And I also request you, please start the registration process from today itself, and also if you want to put up a stall there where you can showcase your important achievements or important technologies which have adopted SOPs, is the best forum, nothing else as far as maritime port is concerned. So please welcome to this the biggest maritime conclave on the globe. With this I will close, and I will request all of you, today after this inaugural session there is 2 sessions are there, very important panel discussions. Please participate in that. Thank you so much.